Given how quickly this is developing, I must say that the advancements in AI that we are witnessing are remarkable. Thus, it's intriguing. I believe there is a data problem. Since autonomous taxi platforms are the largest AI project globally, we believe Tesla, well, whenever it rises, it's up roughly 150% in comparison to our other names, many of which have remained unchanged. Therefore, we will continue to recycle in this manner, make money, and based on what I heard during the most recent conference call, Elon is just as worried about the economy as we are. Will I be able to see GM and Ford EVs everywhere in 5 years with this new approach, Kathy? In 5 years, I doubt we will even be discussing GM and Ford. The story is intriguing because both of them are retreating for financial reasons. They must scale in order to turn a profit in this market. That's how Catch-22 operates. It's a catch-22 situation because their shareholders are mostly focused on internal combustion engines and like to receive dividends and earnings immediately rather than that type. How will they accomplish this? Is it possible for them to? I'm not sure. All I know is that, returning to the Tesla issue, our expectations for its market share increase as they retreat, correct? To answer the question, we sold because it was up 150% in comparison to everything else. Since then, we haven't sold many, but if we're correct about this autonomous taxi possibility, it will all be over. In addition, Tesla is obviously developing its own more specialized technology. He desired GPUs from NVIDIA. If you listen to what Elon stated at the recent shareholder meeting, he did indicate that he was going for Dogo and that he had a lot of love and appreciation from NVIDIA. However, I believe that he believes he can accomplish this. We're discussing artificial intelligence, AI, which will have a huge impact on everything we do. In them, that represents a true growth boom. We believe that innovation will also lead to creative devastation. In the next 5 to 7 years, we predict that the percentage of sales of electric vehicles will increase from little over 10% worldwide, including in China, to 75%. In terms of internal combustion engines, what does that mean? ICE gas-powered vehicles account for 90% of sales. What will they do if the cost of electric vehicles falls to between $8,000 and $20,000? They will lose money if they have to lower their prices. Elon stated during one of the earnings calls 2 or 3 quarters ago, these AI chips NVIDIA's are so good, it's so hard, which I thought was really intriguing. Although it will be difficult to take a long time, I believe we will eventually reach our goal. What do you know, too? He delivered more NVIDIA chips than he required to xAI after obtaining all the ones he desired. Additionally, it was only stated roughly 6 or 7 weeks ago that the new Dogo chip was now being produced. I'm not sure whether you observed this. Since NVIDIA's clientele is highly focused, Dogo will be the competition, along with all the hyperscalers. Since their cloud margins are smaller than NVIDIA's, they will undoubtedly eventually declare, there's something wrong with that picture. They're all creating their own chips, and they're really, naturally. Tesla is also developing its own more specialized chip. I believe you will rally around Tesla's ascent to prominence as the leading automaker in the United States. Trump can. He's pretty realistic, I believe Elon has realized that no publicity is bad PR, and he is promoting himself and his automobiles in an efficient manner. For example, Google has 1,000 automobiles that gather data, while Tesla has 5 or 6 million cars that do the same. Don't believe it. To identify the corner cases that models have never seen, you need real-world driving data. I feel like I know him in some sense since I've met him, He has a deep concern for people, the responsibility of protecting the environment, and preventing censorship, among other things, is a huge burden on his shoulders. Although he is a really wonderful man, I am aware that he occasionally says insane things and that, in some respects, he is similar to Donald Trump because of what I say to our investors and because I see his actions from a technological perspective. He is more intensely focused than any CEO. Additionally, he is a master of the technological convergence occurring during this technological revolution, which is something I don't think many CEOs possess. Robotaxis, also known as autonomous taxi networks, are the result of the combination of AI, energy storage, and robotics. Most people think of cars when they think of a firm like Tesla. Indeed, he wasn't thinking that way at all. And I believe he's taking use of the convergence of technology and will do so in a way that will surprise people moving forward. I believe so. Naturally, we must conduct due diligence on my behalf to ensure that the management is sound and intact, that the proper incentives are in place, and everything else. He speaks what he truly believes, but I believe that a lot of what he has done and been rewarded for stems from the belief that no publicity is good press, which makes everyone talk and furious. That's conviction. Again, we really must, and we frequently speak with the management team on more than Elon, isn't that right? However, we do occasionally get together with Elon because we must maintain objectivity and because the business people who are working with him must have their marching. Their leadership, I don't like to meet with CEOs too frequently. An autonomous taxi platform. Tesla's autonomous taxi platform is required. So, rather than selling a car, and maybe the software, robo-taxis, a SaaS-like model would sell only that. A portion of each mile traveled on that network of self-driving taxis is used as a recurring revenue model. Extremely high margins at the moment. The average auto gross margin is 16%. In the SaaS industry, gross margins are closer to 8%. As far as autonomous mobility in general is concerned, this is the biggest AI initiative on the planet, and I believe it will gain traction just as soon. Naturally, there has been a shift in favor of FSD during the past 10 years. Regulators do it because they understand. An estimated 85% of road accidents are the result of human mistake. You'll make the roads if you remove the human element. Yesterday, I spoke with Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation, about this, and he did seem receptive to the idea, so the answer is yes. And for the first time, I've actually heard a public figure welcome it rather than say, wait, we don't like the rise of the machine. Indeed, he is hinting that removing people from the mix will make the roadways considerably safer in the long run. Definitely safer.